Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I believe you can hear me loud and clear. You are welcome to today's live stream. You're welcome. How has been trading this week? Today is Thursday. How has been trading this week? I hope it's been great. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. If you can hear me loud and clear, drop a comment. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. If you can hear me loud and clear, how has been your week? How prepared are you for today's market? How prepared are you for today's market? Let me know in the comment section what pair you're considering trading today or what pair you've executed trade on this weekend. How did it end? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I took a trade on Euro Aussie yesterday and the trade hit my SL. I took SL on Euro Aussie yesterday. Okay? So losses are inevitable. Let me know in the comment section. How has it been this week? How many losses have you taken this week? How many profits? How many of the trades have hit your TP? This week I've taken, I think, 4 trades. I've lost on EA and I've won the other 3 profits. Good, good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comment section. Mr. James, I can see you. Raphael, long time, Raphael. Long time. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Can you see my screen now? Please confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? 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 Please confirm you can see my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen. Go Africa. I will attend to your question. I will attend to your question. Okay. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. Okay, GJ, that's from Mr. Samuel. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. So the first thing we do is to go to Forex Factory. Let's go to Forex Factory to check the news that will be released today. Okay, it's very important. That's the first thing you should do before you go to the chart. It's very important that you check the calendar to know what news will be released for that day. It is very important. So today is Thursday, March 5th. And the only news that will be released today is unemployment claims from the United States. That is the only major news that will be released today. And here we have the previous 212K, and we have the forecast, okay, previous and forecast. So the previous was 212K, and the forecast is 215K. So they are expecting it to increase, the unemployment to increase in the United States, okay? And if the actual is less than 215K, that will be positive for the dollar. If the actual is less than 215K, that will be positive for the dollar. But if it is higher than 215K, that will be negative for the dollar. Okay? So if it is negative for the dollar, you want to sell the dollar. If it is positive for the dollar, you want to buy the dollar. Okay? If it is negative for the dollar, you want to sell the dollar. If it is positive for the dollar, you want to buy the dollar. Okay? Then next, you need to analyze on dollar index and yen basket. Dollar index and yen basket. Okay? You need to know the strength of the dollar. You need to know if dollar is bullish or bearish. That is why we look at the dollar index charts to know if dollar is bearish or bullish. Okay, so what we have here on the dollar first, if you look at the structure we have here on the dollar, you can see it's a bullish structure. It's been forming series of higher high and higher low. We had a low here, we had a high, we had an higher low. You can see that we had higher high, higher low, and a higher high. So the structure, if you apply your trend line, for those of you who use trend line, you can see that you can see the trend is bullish. The trend is bullish. So don't trade against the trend. Right here, we had a breakout from this resistance. There was a breakout from this resistance. So it's possible price might pull back to this resistance on support. It is possible. Okay, it is fish. As you know, after every breakout, after a breakout from the price, pull back to retest that level before going bullish. Okay, so it's either price pulls back to retest this level or price pulls back to fill. You can see we have this fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap here. So dollar might want to come and fill this fair before going bullish. So I'm still bullish on the dollar. My bias for the dollar still remains bullish. My bias for the dollar still remains bullish. Let's see weekly. Okay. So my bias for the dollar might sweep before Friday. Dollar might sweep this relative equal high. Okay. If it breaks out from this relative equal high, then we should expect it to go for this high. And above this high, we have this fair value gap. These are my targets for the dollar. These are my targets for the dollar. This is where I might be considering selling the dollar, but the bullish on the dollar. First target is this relative equal high. Second target is this high, this previous high, and third target will be this fair value gap. With the next draw on liquidity. That will be the next draw on liquidity. Okay, so that's my take for the dollar. I'm still bullish on the dollar. Okay, let's see yen. Yen baskets. We use the yen basket to know the strength of the yen, to know if yen is bullish or bearish. That is what we use yen basket for. To know if the yen is bullish or bearish. Buy yen. If it is bearish, you sell yen. Okay? If yen is bullish, you buy yen. If yen is bearish, you sell it. So daily time frame. Okay, so you can see what we have here on a daily time frame. We had an inverted hammer here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We had an inverted hammer here, and after the formation of the inverted hammer, you can see yen bought, which is expected when an inverted hammer downward trend. You bounce. I was expecting you to come fill this fair value gap. Okay, that was my expectation. Okay, I was expecting yen to come fill this gap before selling, but it has not filled that gap. Hopefully, maybe today it might get there. But let's see what's happening on 4 hour. Let's see what's the probability of getting there. See, you can see what we have here on the 4 hours. Yen has been in a range. You can see yen has been in a range. You can see that yen has been in a range, and you can see the previous 4 hour candle. Can you see the previous 4 hour candle? It closed as an hanging man. It closed as an hanging man, and I think we had fair value gaps here. That's the reason for this retracement. The previous 4 hour candle continue with its sell from this point. It is very possible for it to continue its sell. Okay, in as much as trading below this resistance level, you can see it is trading below this key resistance level. It could just keep selling from that point. Okay, but if it breaks out from this resistance, then you could look for buys to this level. You can see this fair value gap we have here. So if it breaks out from this resistance, then you expect it to hit this level and this level. So that's my take. So that's my take on 1 hour. So you can see that it's been having difficulty breaking out from this resistance. You can see it has tested that resistance. It has tested that resistance several times. Okay. You wait. If it breaks this high, if it breaks this zone, you could buy it. If it breaks this zone, so right now I'm neutral. I'm neutral on yen basket. I'm neutral on yen basket. I would only consider buying if it closes above this high. I will consider buying it. And if I'm going to take any risks now, it will be a sell. In as much as trading below this resistance, I'm going to sell down to this low. Okay. And if price breaks out from this high, I would exit my sell. So if I'm going to take any risk on yen now, if I'm going to take any risk on yen, it will be bearish. But if price breaks out or a candle closes above this resistance, I would exit my sell. I would exit the sell. Okay, so let's go to the chart. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. So let's start by analyzing GBP USD. So the buyers we have on GBP USD, let's start with the daily time frame. Candle, the market opened below and it gave us a bearish bias. It gave us a bearish bias. Okay, the dollar is still bearish, but like I told you yesterday, this is not the right time to sell dollar. This is not the right time to sell GBP USD. This is where you should have sold it. You would have made profit here. So this is not the right time to sell on GBP USD. I would love to see a pullback on GBP USD. Okay, so GBP USD, I would love to see a reversal to a premium area. But as you can see here, it has pulled back to, it has filled a fair value gap here, and there was a strong rejection from that fair value gap. You can see that there's a strong rejection from that fair value gap. You can see, and if you look at the structure we have here, this is 4-hour time frame. You can see it's been forming series of lower high and lower low, right? Low, high. You can see low, high, low, high. So it's been forming series of lower high and lower low. This is a bearish structure. Let me apply the trend line for those of you who use trend line. You can see this is a bearish structure. This is a bearish structure. It's a bearish structure. So only look for sell on GBP USD. Only look for sells on GBP USD. Only look for sells on GBP USD. Okay. So on 1 hour, you can see what we have here on 1 hour. If you apply your Fibonacci, if you use 1 hour time frame, you can see what we have here on 1 hour. If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, you can see price is at a premium area now. Price is at a premium area. And the reason for this pullback to this premium, we have a fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap here. Let's go to 1 hour, 15 minutes. There's a fair value gap there. You can see this fair value gap. This could be the reason for this reversal. Can you see this? Can you see this fair value gap here? This could be the reason for this reversal. This could be the reason for this reversal. So if a 1 hour candle closes below this fair value gap, I would go bearish on GBP USD. If 1 hour candle closes below this fair value gap, then I'm going to take a sell on GBP USD. Okay, so I am bearish on GBP USD today. I am bearish on GBP USD today. Same for Euro USD. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so we had a spinning bottom indicating change in trend from bearish to bullish, and a fair value gap was created here. I would have loved to see Euro USD come fill this gap. I would have loved to see Euro USD come fill this gap before going bearish. But let's see what's happening on a lower time frame. Let's see what's happening on a lower time frame. So here we had a doji, price went up, reversed. So we can say for some hours now, GBP USD has been in a range. Euro USD has been in a range. Let's see 1 hour. So on 1 hour also, if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, you can see price has pulled back to a premium area, and at this premium area, we have a fair value gap. You can see this gap. Euro USD has come to fill this gap completely. You can see Euro USD has come to fill this gap completely. There was a shift in market structure. You can see there was a shift in market structure at this point. There was a shift in market structure, and after a shift in market structure, we expect price to pull back to the premium area to fill the imbalance, the fair value gap it created, and that is what is playing out on Euro USD. So you could patiently wait for a 1 hour candle to close before you consider taking a sell on Euro USD. Wait for a 1 hour candle to close bearish below the fair value gap before you take a sell. That's my take on Euro USD. That's my take on Euro USD. Now, remember I said it's also possible for Euro USD to come and fill this fair value gap that it's created here. It's also possible. It's also possible for it to come and fill this gap. Okay, so if you are selling, if you want to sell, you have to set your stop loss few pips above the high of this candle. Few pips above the high of this candle, because if a candle closes above the high of this candle, there's a high probability. So if you are taking a sell, your stop loss should be few pips above this high, and your take profit should be this low. The reason why I feel they might sell Euro USD, they might go bearish on Euro USD, is that you see this doji here, this doji that formed yesterday. The normal rated traders would have executed That was on Tuesday. The normal retail traders would have executed buy, and their stop losses will be residing at this low. There are a lot of stop losses reside at this low. So there's a high probability they will come and sweep this liquidity before going bullish. That's what I see on Euro USD that might play out. Okay. So let's look at GJ. 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 Um, so let's start with the daily on GJ. Okay, so you can see the bias on GJ is bearish. It is bearish. The bias on GJ is bearish, but this is not the right time to sell. Okay, this signal was generated on Tuesday after the formation of this hanging man. That was when we had this signal. That was when we had this signal to sell. So this is where you should have sold. This would have been the best entry for GJ. Okay, this would have been the best entry for GJ. And if you have sold GJ from that point, your stop loss would have been at this point. That is about 80 pips, 80 pips, and you go for at least 180 pips. 80, okay, that should be 160. So it has done over 140 pips. And I said when the market has done over 100 pips in one direction, you should not take the trade. That means you are entering that trade very late and your risk will be high. Once the market has gone in one direction, 100 pips, don't take that trade. Okay, so it has delivered over 140 pips. And you can see here we had this resistance. You can see we had this resistance turn support. We had this resistance turn support. Price pulled back into this resistance turn support. And you can see there has been a lot of rejection from that zone. You can see there has been a lot of rejection from that zone. And you can see here it's telling us that the market is at a discount. The market is at a discount, so we cannot sell at a discount. Okay, price is at a discount now and is at a very key support level. So you should be looking for buy. The risk I'm going to take today will be a buy on GJ and not sell. I'm currently waiting. I'm just waiting for the 4 hour. I'm waiting for this 4 hour candle to close. Okay, I'm waiting for this 4 hour candle to close. Once it closes bullish, so you can see on 1 hour we already have AMA here. This is an AMA candle, and we had this engulfing candle. We have AMA, we have engulfing candle, and if you go down to 15 minutes, let's see what we had on 15 minutes. So we had, I think we had a fair value gap here. That is the reason for this retracement. Let me confirm. Okay, let's go to lower time frame. I'm sure this reversal was to come and this sell was to come and fill a fair value gap. Let's just confirm on a lower time frame. Let's see 5 minutes. So you can see on 5 minutes, you can see we had this fair value gap. Can you see that? Can you see it? We had this fair value gap here. So they had to come and retest it, you can see. So this would have been a very good entry for GJ. This would have been a good buy for GJ from this point. Okay. This would have been a good buy for GJ from this point. So my bias for GJ is bullish. Is bullish. Just waiting for 4 hour candle to close before taking a trade on GJ. I'm waiting for 4 hour candle to close before taking a trade on GJ. Okay. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? EA and GJ. Okay, I just analyzed on GJ. Okay, GJ. Mr. James, why can't you message me on WhatsApp? Mr. James, why can't you message me on WhatsApp? You should be able to reach me on WhatsApp. My number is on WhatsApp 080. If you are not in Nigeria, you had +234 If you are not in Nigeria, add +234 8037836189. If you are not in Nigeria, you should add 234. Okay, add the country code to it. Add the country code to it. Okay, if you're in Nigeria, you don't need the country code. You can reach me on WhatsApp. Okay. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? GJ, EA. Let's look at EA. I'm not looking at EA today because EA hit my SL yesterday, but you can see I bought yesterday. This was my buy. I bought and I set my stop loss here. This EA out me this morning. You can see my stop loss was here. Immediately it took my stop loss. Immediately it took me out of the market. It started buying. You can see it started buying. Started buying. So my bias for EA, you can see the bias is bullish. It is still bullish. The bias is bullish, but I'm not going to take a trade on EA. I'm angry with EA. EA just took my stop loss and started going in that direction. I'm angry with EA, so I'm not looking at EA today. I'm not looking at EA. So EA is still bullish. EA is still bullish. It has created a support. You would only sell if it breaks that support, okay? You would only sell if it breaks that support. If it breaks the support it has created, then you might consider selling. But right now, it's bullish. EA is bullish. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Is there any other? Okay, let's look at gold. Okay, Mr. African folk say, love to have a beginner. What do I need to start? Just send me a message on WhatsApp. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Go Africa Folk Days. Send me a message on WhatsApp. I have free videos, that could get you started. Introduction to Forex, resistance and support, how to use candlestick pattern to know when a trend changes from. I have a lot of free videos. So just send me a message. I'll give you access to those videos for free. Okay? I'll give you access to those videos for free. You could also go to babypips.com. Babypips.com. You could also go to babypips to learn for free. But everything on babypips is theory. Okay, it's theory. Everything on babypips is theory. So you need, when it comes to forex trading, you need someone who is experienced to teach you. You need someone who is experienced to teach you. Okay, that will help shorten your learning curve. You need someone to teach you. Okay. You could also go to babypips.com at least to get the basic knowledge of forex trading. So send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll give you access to those videos for free. You are not paying for it. You only pay when you want me to host you on Zoom. That's the only time you pay me. You pay me for the time. Okay? But if you want it free, just send me a message on WhatsApp. You only pay me when you want me to host you on Zoom or you want to have a live session with me. That is when you pay me. You pay me for my time. Okay? You pay me for my time. But trust me, if you watch those videos, you would understand forex. Some of those strategies I shared there, if you understand them, you'll be able to make money in forex. You don't have to pay me for mentorship. It's only when you don't understand the things that I shared there, you can now, enroll for mentorship. Is that clear? Okay, gold. Let's look at gold. Gold. Okay. Gold. Good. 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 So on gold now we have two levels of liquidity, obvious levels of liquidity, this low and this high, this low and this high. This is the weekly time frame. Now let's go down to daily to identify the structure on the daily time frame. What is the structure on daily time frame? So you can see the structure on the daily time frame, and also if you just apply your trend line, you can see gold is bullish. Okay, you can see gold is bullish. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then it's likely going to create a new high. So my bias for gold is buy. You can see yesterday candle closed as an inverted hammer. It closed as an inverted hammer, created a support. I would only sell gold if it breaks the support. Okay, you can see what played out. That was on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, price pulled back to a discount. Let's apply our Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. You can see price pulled back to a discount area, and the reason for this move was to also come and fill this fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap. That was the reason for this sell, this massive sell. The reason for this massive sell was to come and fill this fair value gap. Also, they know because of the global tension, the global crisis, okay, they know most retail traders on Monday will jump in and start buying gold. They know most retail traders would have jumped in to start buying because when there is global tensions like this, most times gold is always bullish. People know that gold will be bullish. So they know most retail traders, most institutions too would have bought gold. That was why it sold on Tuesday. That was why it sold on Tuesday. So those who jumped in early to buy gold, most of them, their stop loss would have been hit. They would have cleared their stop loss. That was what played out on Tuesday. So this is, I think, gold, the next draw on liquidity on gold will be this high. This is a Monday high, right? Yeah. This Monday high is likely going to be the next draw on liquidity. And this will be if it breaks out from this high, then it's going for this hold high. So that's my take on gold. Don't sell gold this period. Don't sell gold unless you just want to scalp it. And if you are scalping it, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. Don't trade against gold right now. Don't sell gold. Buy gold. Buy gold. Buy gold. Don't only look for buy setup. Once you see a buy setup, just buy gold. Buy gold. Don't sell it. I don't see gold selling. I don't see gold selling. So we had this massive drop. Now, if you apply your Fibonacci, yeah, if you apply your Fibonacci, this is on a 4-hour time frame from this swing high to this swing low. Okay, you want to see price pull back. It's equilibrium. You can see the reason for this reversal is because price just hits an equilibrium area, an equilibrium level, which is 50. That's the reason for this sell. So if price breaks out, if you want, you see now below this equilibrium, you can see it has created a resistance. You can see this resistance. So if price breaks out from this resistance, then we should expect gold to go bullish. If it breaks out from this resistance is what is holding price now. Okay, if price breaks out from this resistance, then you should look for buys. Look for buys on gold. That's my take on gold. That's my take on gold. So look at 1 hour. What is playing out on 1 hour? What is playing out on 1 hour? Can you see what is playing out on 1 hour? If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, price has pulled back to, if you look at okay, so let's go to 1 hour. So here we had swing high, swing low. Then we had this swing high, the swing low. So if you apply Fibonacci, see what's, if you apply Fibonacci from here to this point, from this point to this point, price did pull back to a discount area. From discount, went back up. And after that, what happened again? What happened again? You can see. So this is the most recent swing low on 1 hour, and this is the most recent swing high. So what happened? Price went up, came back to a discount. You can see the pattern that formed there. This is an hammer. It pulled back to fill. You can see this fair value gap here. That is the reason for this sell. That is the reason for this sell. You can see the fair value gap here. This fair value gap here is the reason for this sell. So if I'm to trade gold, It has created a resistance here. It has created a resistance here. I would love to see a candle, preferably 1 hour candle or 4 hour candle to close above this resistance. If 1 hour or 4 hour candle closes above this resistance, I would buy gold and set my stop loss here. The trade can go against you. No matter how nice the setup looks like, the trade can still go against you. Always know that. Always know that. Okay? No matter how nice your setup looks like, the trade can still go against you. That's why I always preach that you use stop loss. Use stop loss. So if you are buying from this point, my stop loss will be at this point. This is 912 pips. This is 912 pips. If that risk is too much for you, if your account, your balance, what you have, cannot accommodate this risk, don't trade gold. Gold is not the instrument you should trade. If your account cannot accommodate this risk, gold is not the instrument you should be trading. Go trade currency pairs. If you think taking 910 pips is too high, on gold, you cannot be risking 100 pips. You cannot be taking 100 pips stop loss. Your stop loss will be used as liquidity. Your stop loss will be used as liquidity. If you are using 100, even 200 pips is too small. It's too small risk for gold at the moment. Gold is very volatile now. You cannot be using 200 pips, 100 pips. Years back, you can use 100, 200 pips, but now the market has changed. It has changed. It has changed. So if you risk 912 pips as risk, you can set your TP here. This is about 1,900 pips. That is over 1 to 2 risk reward. That is over 1 to 2 risk reward, which is okay. Which is okay. So that's my take on gold. Okay, my bias for gold is bullish. My bias for gold is bullish. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? What's the reasonable amount to start trading Forex? Money you can afford to risk. Use your risk money to start trading Forex. If you can't, if it's money you can't afford to risk or afford to lose, you shouldn't use it for Forex trading. Okay? You must be willing to risk that money. Okay, you must be willing to risk that money. If it is money that it's critical to you, don't invest it in Forex. Don't invest it in Forex. If you can't afford to lose that money, don't invest it in Forex. Else the market will swallow that money. You are knowledgeable, you are experienced, you have the skill. You have skill. Okay? Don't just start trading Forex when you've not acquired this. That is why many people lose money in Forex. You've not learned any strategy, you want to trade Forex. How would you win? How would you win? You already programmed yourself to fail. If you don't have a strategy and you want to trade Forex, you've already programmed yourself to fail. You will fail. You will fail. You have to learn a strategy first. Most people who are trading Forex don't have a strategy. They are just gambling. They are doing guesswork in the market. You will lose money. And we need people who will lose money in the market so that those of us that are constantly profitable, the market can pay us. Okay? Trading is a zero-sum game. Some people must lose money for others to make profits. That's why you need to be skillful. You need to acquire the right skill before you trade Forex. Okay? So I think that will be all for this session. If there are no more questions, that will be all for this session. Okay, for those of you who would like to get the Signal software, send me a message on WhatsApp. Okay, if you want to get the Signal software. If you are still struggling to make profit consistently trading Forex, send me a message. You need this software to do the work for you. Okay, you need this software to do this work for you. We've updated it now. Now you can receive signals on your mobile phone, your mobile app. Okay, you receive the signals on your mobile app. once you install it on your MT4. So you don't have to sit down all day watching the chart. Once there's a signal, once there's a valid signal, you will receive an alert, a notification on your phone. And all you have to do is execute. And now you don't have to be checking your phone every second to know if a signal has dropped. You only check your phone every 4 hours. Every 4 hours. That is when you check your phone. Every 4 hours. That's when you check your phone, not every 1 hour. So the signal does not drop anytime. Every 4 hours, that is when the signal drops on your phone. So all you have to do is just execute. So there's no excuse that maybe you are too busy to trade Forex. And, so with this software, the signal drops on your phone. All you need to do is execute. And you don't have to know anything about market analysis. You don't have to know anything about market analysis. The software does everything. Okay. So if you're interested, just send a message on WhatsApp. 1 month subscription is $20. $20, $20, $20. 1 month subscription. 3 months is just $50. So if you're interested, you should send me a message on WhatsApp. Don't blow your phones. Don't blow your phones. I laugh at many of you are still losing money, losing money, losing money. Are you not tired of losing money? Are you not tired of losing money? Stop blowing your funds anyhow in this market. Learn to do it the right way. Learn to do it the right way. It's very important. It's very annoying when I see people losing their money. It annoys me. You invest $500 in the market in 1 week, you've blown it. How? 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 Please don't blow your funds, please. Be smart this year. This is 2026. What you did last year that made you end last year in losses, please don't do that this year. So thank you once again for your time. I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.